Just running through all the chain options that can be fitted on the 5, 8 and 12 metre DALBO frames, starting with the dogleg harrow. This is actually 25 years old, and a lot of farmers would have seen this in the past, but this is a no-till chain. Basically, from the spike chain, we've bent the prong 90 degrees here, and we're forcing all the stubble underneath the prong and between the ground. So we're bruising the stubble and breaking all that stubble down without uprooting the root system. So it's a very good chain for like us directly after harvest through to January, when you want to hit your stubbles and biodegrade them down. That's 25 years old and still going strong, but what we've done in the meantime, we've incorporated the same principle of the dogleg harrow into the Bute hook and eye system, and we've developed the Turbine Blade. So we have 8 blades per disc or circle, but the blade that actually hits the ground runs 90 degrees to the direction of the travel of the tractor. So we don't throw any soil. So same principle as the dogleg harrow, we're forcing the stubble between the ground and the blade, and we're bruising it. We're actually bruising it between the nodes and opening up the strength and breaking the strength of the stubble down. So over time, we can break down stubble that's 13 inches high, 5 or 6 tonne a hectare. Come seeding time, we're in 3, 4 inch small pieces, and all that's damaged. It's all going black and just biodegrades. So we're putting all that stubble back into the ground, saving you moisture. But throughout January and February and March, we've got that layer of straw on top. So we're acting as a bit of a blanket from the sun to your moisture. Now, the most valuable thing on your farm is moisture. So we're protecting that moisture under the ground by having that layer of straw. Doesn't blow against the fence because it actually gets quite compacted on the ground. So come seeding time, your air seed is going into an even mat of straw, coming back, and it's coming out the back of the air seed in small pieces, and that'll save you moisture. So a great product there. That's relatively new to the Bute range, but it fits to the same hook and eye centerpiece as all of my other discs. Going into the Bute 625 or the Bute leveling disc. It's a 6mm disc, 6mm in thickness, 14¼ inches in diameter. Has a slight pressing in it. Good for shallow tillage. Good for filling in wheel tracks. Good for just leveling your field back up again. All these high sprayers that are going 15, 18 k's an hour, you need a level field. So this is a shallow working disc chain that will level off your fields. These discs are replaceable, of course. They're hardened to about 46 Rockwell. All you got to do is unbolt these 4 bolts, change out your discs, because these hook and eyes, they get used over and over again. So great shallow working disc, Bute 625 leveling or Bute 625 standard. Again, the same casting as what we're using on the turbine blades. Moving up to a more aggressive disc chain is the Bute 625 cutting discs. 14¼ inches in diameter, 5mm thick, with a sharp cutting blade, and it's got a nice deep curvature in it. And that's what does all the uprooting of all of our weeds. This is often fitted on the front chains because we want the front chains to do most of the work. But if you wanted to go into stubble management, you'd fit these front and back. Very long lasting disc. We've got 90mm of disc from the outside of the disc here to the inside of the outside of the casting. Getting about 17,000 hectares out of a set of cutting discs. Once again, undo these 4 bolts when the disc squares down and replace the discs. Great system. They're actually the best selling discs that we've got in our range, and every farmer that uses them just tells his neighbour about it, and they're on this machine behind me, front and back. Great product, the Bute 625 cutting discs. The 625 relates to 6¼ inch spacings. So when I link these 2 hooks together, I'm 6 1/4 inches between the discs. Now we've also got another product called the Bute 850. Same design and everything, but the castings, when I link these together, are 8 1/2 inches apart. Bit heavier, we start off at 77 kilos a metre, but same as the 625s. We're using the same discs that we can bolt on the 850s. These are often used on the rear of a machine. If you're in wet conditions and you've hired a machine or used a machine in the past and the rear chains get clogged up, you put the Bute 850 stand on the back. The wider disc spacing allows the soil to go through and reduces the blockage greatly by having the wider disc spacings. Again, the same blade as what we fitted to the 625, we can bolt to the 850s. For wet, sticky soils, for deep tillage, like 2 inches plus, you'd want to go for the Bute 850s. Yeah, same wearability as far as the discs, of course, because they're the same discs, but the casting, same design, but just wider when we link them together. When I link this one together, we're now 8 1/2 inches between the discs. And of course, after going to field days for the last 20 years, listening to farmers, we've developed a system that's been out since 2018, patented, the first person to come out with it in the world. We've developed a system how we can add weights whilst the chain remains connected. So just quickly, I'll do this back here once connected. So we're starting off at 68 kilos a metre. This is the 625 cutting discs. You want to add more weight. You want a bit more soil tilth. So you come along and you put a weight on, and the individual bolts that come through there. So I've taken that from 68 up to 82 kilos, and you can add the second weight, and that'll take up to 96 kilo. But being innovative, because all my discs here fit to the same casting, they all fit the same Bute weights. So everything we do here in Bute is universal. All of our discs, all of our weights fit to both castings.